Good afternoon. Courage is a wonderful thing. We find it in little ways all throughout our lives. Whether or not you have the courage to speak up in class, or whether or not you have the courage just to talk to someone new. But courage can be elusive too. It can fail you when you need it most. That's why I'm standing in front of you today. I have a story about when my courage failed me, the grief and guilt that followed, and finding the courage to open up and forgive myself. 7 years ago, my mom sat me down and told me that a close relative had been in an accident. He'd been riding a small motorcycle when he crashed into a curb. He was thrown into a fire hydrant, and he damaged the nerves in his right arm, paralyzing it. This news cut me down to the bone. I was devastated. I felt that it was all my fault. You see, this relative had an alcohol problem. I had always thought the best of him, and I never imagined he wouldn't be sober. About 2 months before his accident, I saw something that frightened me and betrayed me. I saw him in his garage making a drink. Certain images are burned into our minds, and that is one image I will never forget. I was scared and confused. I thought that I would ruin his life if I told anybody. So I didn't say a thing, and I regretted that decision. That single choice haunted me for years. Every time I thought about him, I thought, I could have done something. I could have said something to someone. I could have saved him, stopped him from going down that dark path again. Those thoughts followed me for 7 years. The guilt weighed heavily on my mind, constantly making me question myself. I kept asking myself, why didn't I say something? Why didn't I have that courage? In the last year, I've come to terms with everything that has happened. It wasn't one of those moments where you just have an epiphany and life suddenly seems so different. It was a slow process that came from the care that I felt from the people that surrounded me here at HPA. I didn't feel scared to share what happened to me, and I wasn't afraid of what someone would think of me. I finally had the courage to open up at a dorm meeting in Hartwell's. I felt that it was the perfect place for me to share my story and my burden. After that dorm meeting, people hugged me, patted me on the shoulder, and told me it was going to be okay. That meant the world to me, and I felt better than I ever had in a long time. I'm sure some of you are carrying burdens, and I'm here to tell you that having the courage to open up to somebody that you trust can truly help heal you. I was just an 11-year-old kid who was scared. I couldn't be expected to make a good decision, and that won't haunt me anymore. I'm going to use it as a lesson to myself, and now a lesson to all of you. Courage is something that can be difficult to find, especially in our greatest times of fear. But the people that you love are the people who deserve courage from you. So find it for yourself and for your loved ones. Thank you.